Oh, shoot. Did I hit record, you guys? Hi. Happy Friday. Look, I was so excited. Um, I hate, y'all know I get so picky. How are you doing? Come on in, come on in. Sit down. You got some coffee, you got some tea, you got your water, whatever you got going on. Happy Friday to you. Holding hands together, walking through this Aquarius stellium. I know I'm thankful for you hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. Um, I was super excited, remember, to get the Oracle deck. So, my spiritual meaning of birds Oracle is here. Super excited. I didn't even crack it open, you guys, because I was so excited to share it with you. Um, there is no affiliate type stuff, just FYI. What tablet? What we doing, girl? Okay, she's not awake yet. But yeah, look, I don't do like any affiliate type stuff. It's not a monetized space. So genuinely when I my friends send me a gift or I get new decks, I'm always getting new decks because I do tarot readings for my job, you know. If you're curious about a reading, you can always go and visit my website, and all that information is available. My email is available. But yeah, here we just hang out. So when I get really excited about new decks, and I know that people love when I share them, um, I always be like, I gotta show my friends. Look, Amethyst, if you watched the collective message yesterday, thank you so much. If you're new here, thanks for being here. Um, what was it? Oh, Seasons of the Witch. Yeah, the Amethyst card, the first card in that Imbolc Oracle deck came out, and we were talking about Aquarius stellium energy. But yeah, I was so excited. My decks got here today. Listen, the Green Witch's Oracle been on my list um for a long time. So I was really hyped to get it. Now I'm thinking like I didn't open the plastic. What am I gonna cut the other one open with? Listen, so funny. Spirit always knows, and divine timing, and everything happens for a reason. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I have no idea why they gave me two of these. But you know, I co-host events and I co-collaborate with my beautiful, creative, magical friends, and I think I'm gonna do like a gratitude gift in one of my. We have events coming up in February, so ooh, I could do like in. Oh, there's so many different. Yes, by the way, I get that excited to give stuff away. Embrace that level of oh y'all, I don't want to cut it, right? Embrace that level of radical generosity. Did we do it? I'm gonna be mad if I scratch this box, y'all, because I'll really be so clumsy. I remember one of my teachers told me one time that if you're being clumsy, it means you're moving too fast through your life and you're not embodied. And I was like, dang, that is so true. That's before I even knew that I had 4 Aquarius placements. And now I'm like, shoot, that makes sense. So I have this habit of, this is repatterning in real time, and everything that comes through when we hold space here together is a message, right? And then I just like to share things that I go through, and I feel like if I feel called to share it, it resonates with someone. But sometimes I just have to remember to be in my body and enjoy the moment and to slow down. Just like now, I'm seeing that I'm picking at this, but I already made a little hole in it. So check this out. We don't even need the scissors. But yeah, the intent, like I said, is always going to be a get your coffee, get your tea. Spirit is always going to channel here. We hold space here to connect with our ancestors and spirit team, our guides of the highest and best good, our galactic, our earth, Davic nature spirits, our whatever guides you connect with, right? We're always holding space and energy here to be connecting with the highest and best good, okay? So just setting that intention. But, channeled messages always end up coming through. I really didn't set an intention. I'll tell you what, though, I was about to reach and get my peppermint because I have like different diffusing points back here, and I'll pick like oils for the day. It's a super cool technique. You can use lots of things. Like if you find a nice, pretty chunk of wood or lichen or moss or something, and you have a sacred space or you have a stone that you can put oils onto, however you can diffuse oils, I find that really help. I mean, if you have a literal diffuser, that's fine, but I don't keep that because, moisture, and we have electronics going on over here. I wouldn't advise, as someone who's used oils and taking classes and have diffuse, I wouldn't do that, but you do you, boo. Sipping some coffee. The wax pot is on. We're working on custom candles today. I'm so excited. I tend to I love to offer at my events and through different times of the year. I love to do custom candles and oils. I love to connect those with readings for my friends and my clients. So, but sometimes like in January, it's just not, it's natural. And we have to listen to that if we feel called to rest. But I'm kind of excited that the pot is bubbling today. And you know what I find? That could be a message as well. Like if you need rest, just rest. You're not going to miss out on anything. If you're a creator, you're always going to create. I've definitely had lessons in January, absolutely, on... we had... around here, it's just been the nasty, everywhere from what I hear, the nasty bugs, the flus, the amplified versions of the super strains of whatnot. So nothing like a round of that to remind you that your body needs rest. Shout out to my people that have Mars and fire signs, or you have fire signs in your big top 3. Sometimes we just love to be let's go after it. But sometimes your body is just how about we don't? This month has been definitely a slowdown. And it's interesting that I'm chatting with you about this because we were talking about this vibrational frequency of Aquarius stellium coming in. And it's much more, higher level coming down into the body. But we are always talking about how do you know what you're embodying if you're just going all the time, right? So I'm thankful for the slowdown, but maybe you're a creator, maybe you channel, maybe you create, maybe you write. Candles have always kind of been my love. I do craft those custom. A lot of people for many years in a row, they love to do their word of the year. I love to make those candles. Finally cracking into those today, but how it's a vibe of here's the balance, right? Sorry, that little tinge of that nagging little cough. She's lingering, but it's this interesting juxtaposition. We always talk about 2 things can be true at one time. We are going to continue to reiterate a lot of messages all year long about balance and harmony because the wheel is going to be spinning. A lot of newness is going to be flooding in. The timelines are ready to unfold. And it's very beautiful. We're going to feel very inspired. But it's interesting to consider. I'm so excited to have the wax pot boiling. And sometimes it's a mixture, right? Because sometimes what will happen too is I'll be I know I need to work on this today. Yes. Have I checked in with my body? Have I honored time to rest? Have I nurtured myself? Have I been doing the things, Yes. Okay. So I don't feel like my energy is out of balance. I feel well rested. Okay. And perhaps if you're like me, you have orders of things, right? And then you're okay, you know what I mean? There's a measure of discipline where you say, it's time to work on this. And then what happens is you kind of push yourself into that place and you just pick up things and you start creating. And then this happens to me almost every time. You wouldn't believe it. And shout out if you're in my soul collective in my family, or you attend our events and know all of us and the beautiful ladies. Feel free if you like to go on Facebook and network spiritually. I'm very active there, and I share a lot of those events there if you want to check them out, usually on my Facebook business page, which is the same name as my YouTube channel. I think there's a link. I don't remember. But I mean, it's easy just to search it. You can go and check out those events. They're usually held in a private setting, so like, you would have to join in like a group format or whatever. But in case you're just like, oh, I always hear you talking about this event, I would love to go and see what's popping or what's going on, whatever. Beautiful. You would never miss out. I'm telling you. So many talented, beautiful people and multiple groups of beautiful people that I network with, right? But what I'm saying is, you wouldn't believe, after so many years of creating and learning and growing and doing events and tackling creative challenges and doing all these things, right? And doing lots of custom work for people. It's like a stage fright. I get up to my candle pot and it's like my hands always feel like it are my wand, right? Jupiter finger of the magician. And I'll be like, okay, what if I don't do? And then I just kind of go, no. Okay, we approach it. We have this beautiful blank slate of a candle to work with. And then I just start flowing. Either I'm carving things on a candle, or I'm writing, or I'm painting. I have all these cool tools like acrylic pens and all these things. And I'm usually working with runes and sigils and whatever the case may be. And then you kind of just start. And then this magical thing happens. Like, it's always like this for me. And perhaps hearing this for you is an activation. It's a message. Once I start, it's almost like an initiation, and the universe goes, okay, hey, I would love to meet you here today. I've just been waiting for you to let me know that you're open to be a channel, to be a vessel today. And I told you that I would always meet you right there. And then boom, the guides come in, the inspiration comes in, and I will dare say almost every single time. Now, mind you, this isn't a new craft for me. I've been practicing candles and crafting and combining oils and making ritual tools for like a decade. And I always tell people, what's the show like, is it a Netflix show, y'all, where like they look up stuff on Pinterest and they make it? It's like baking like cakes or something. I always try to encourage people to, if you're channeled to and feeling the muse to create, like, please don't give up on yourself, because if you guys could have seen like my first candles, child, like, this was my inspiration. Meanwhile, okay, and that's fine. Like, the plants were still beautiful. The energy was great. I usually ended up using them for myself, but we had to start somewhere, didn't we? So I will, caveat to say that, like, when I step up to what is my pot, that's my cauldron, that's my creative channel, one of them anyway. And it is easier for me to kind of get into a flow state. But even when I was learning, it is still great to do things and then fail at things and then still enjoy doing them. Okay, so maybe that's a message for you today. Maybe you needed a little hug and a little push. You know how a parent would kind of push the kid, go on out. You'll be all right. Just don't miss the chance to experience something, or to channel something, or to create something. Maybe someone is feeling a creative muse energy and you needed to see this today to say, you know what? Let me just get my paint out and I'll just paint just for the enjoyment of it, or whatever it is that you do. And maybe you're writing. I'm writing too. And it's the same thing. You're always like, I blocked out this writing time. Come on. And then boom, before you know it, you're warming up and then you're flowing, right? So I'm excited to have the candle pot boiling today. And then I know what happens is, like, let's say I have 3 custom orders booked, and, you just feel that, like, okay, I got to do the thing. And then you step up and you work through one, and it's such an enjoyable experience. And you're like, whoa, every time. This never gets old to me. I kind of call it like birthing a candle, when the candle will be at the end and I'll be like, whoa, how did we get here? And I'm looking at it, I'm like, yes. And then boom, the energy is flowing. 9 times out of 10, I'll be like, let's do another custom order. And then I'll be like, oh my gosh, that hour of time, that 2 hours of time, that was great. I love that. And then you feel wonderful. You've accomplished something. Your energy feels great. You've spent time creating. What do we always say here? When you get back to that childlike space of channeling that type of energy, whatever your modality is, It's refreshing. And, you know, if you're still creating, if you're still seeking magic, if you're still experiencing the muse, you know, you're still winning in this day and age. And I love that for you. So that's my little spiel about I am excited to have the candle pot boiling. It also makes me think about, because we're in a channeled space here, it also makes me think, I know we're going to share the decks for real. It also makes me feel like, because this could be a message, I definitely go through cycles. Like a couple of years ago, what was it, 2022, I didn't create anything, I didn't make anything. I was growing plants, I was in that wild atmosphere of the tiny living setup, and I did have plants. So I guess I was, you know, cultivating growth in one way, but I didn't create anything that entire year until like the fall. That's probably the longest chunk of time in a long time at that point. I had just went through so much, and I was just like, I don't have the capacity. So maybe you're finding yourself at a place like, even now, I know that I went through a couple years and it was just like whoosh, 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 inspiration. And that's great, right? Because life is cycles of ebbs and flows. Now I kind of feel energy is shifting into other things. It's shifting into writing. It's shifting into teaching. I'm preparing like a tarot school, you know, and that's okay. So perhaps you are at this message today, chilling, cleaning your house, drinking your coffee, doing whatever you're doing, driving, I don't know, whatever you're doing. And you kind of find yourself at a place and you're like, either I feel like it's two different. Some people could be like, I find myself at a place where I haven't really done the thing for years. And I remember in the fall of 2022, when, again, my beautiful soul family I have so much gratitude for, reached out to me and was like, hey, I missed you. Where have you been? Oh my gosh. I think that's when I had recreated my business page, and I was like, let's get back to this. But I knew that it was time in my spirit. And then as soon as I knew that it was time and I opened the container, because where is spirit going to pour into you if there's not an open container? Either you opening, or you saying yes to an opportunity, or you taking the invitation like I did from a friend. You know what? Yeah, I'll be there. Even though when she invited me, and I knew that it was time, because I had already been aligning things to prepare to step back into that flow of creativity. I was like, I don't even know if they'll still be there. It had been a lot, okay? And even before 2022, I'd taken like this whole sabbatical away from a lot of social media. Child, 2021 was a lot. What was that? 1, 2, 3. Child, I know that was a 5-year. I should have known. But yeah, maybe you feel the kindling. And this is very Aquarius stellium, isn't it? You feel the higher energies at play. You feel the muse coming in and stirring your spirit. You're doing that mental clarity work, and you're like, it's time to sit down and write. Or my friend keeps asking if I want to come to that event this week, and I'm going to go. Or I keep getting these offers to whatever the case may be. You feel yourself on a path like, for years I have not done the thing, or have not sat down to channel the thing, or haven't studied the thing, but now it's time. We're in that big Aquarius stellium frequency of energy saying, come on, because it's like, we so fucking need you. Please step back up. Okay, we need you. Tap in. You could also find yourself on the other side of where, like, maybe you have done the thing for a really long time and you're just like, I don't have the capacity really to pour into this anymore. It could be, please honor that, because that's you releasing attachment and allowing the universe to bring something different in for you to experience. Or another path could be like you're being branched off into a new area to do something else, right? So just remain open to that energy. Just like I was like, you know what? I got to turn the pot on today. Okay. So there is that. I took out dirt gems because I love this plant oracle so much. And I thought that it would pair well. We'll see. We'll see if we get to. The Star Tarot was just kind of calling my name. But let's get into it. The Green Witches Oracle deck. I'm going to tell you what, this box is so pretty. Look at this, because I'm a sucker for the details, you know. It's like this nice engraving. It feels sturdy. You see how like the words are engraved? I love that detail. I love the beautiful, the old school art, the old school cartoon style of like the books. What is it? Frog and Toad and, excuse me, the Velveteen Rabbit is giving like very early 90s, late 80s. I don't know. It's a vibe in the art, and I really love that. I love when a deck has really pretty details on the box. So I love all that. Isn't that so beautiful? Yeah, what would you say? It's like embossing? Embossed? I don't know. Anyway, I love the box. And then also, listen, look at the side of the box. You see what I'm talking about? I can't remember. That's not chrysanthemum, is it? I can't remember. But how pretty is it? Can we just get into that? Look at that. Look at that whole scene with the moon. Love it. Love the details. The book is wonderful. It's simple enough, but I like the descriptions. I worked with this last night. I like to shuffle it and sit it with my gemstones, and I always speak to the deck and ask what it has to say, right? We greet each other. We make sure the vibes are right. So I love the book. Wonderful, simple, straightforward, but really good too, okay? This is very much also very witchy, very pagan, but it has this flow of how the cards are designed that it is like Wheel of the Year as well. There are seasons. There's lots of different witchy and pagan elements, and I love that. And honestly, you don't have to associate or identify to be any of those things. You may just love the earth. You may just love flowing organically with the seasons. And I think you would still, excuse me, I think you would still love this. And I'll kind of just let you like see some of the cards. How pretty, right? Look at the oak tree. Oh my gosh. Bird. Okay. Hearth. You see the style of the art though. I really love. Look, the cards are really nice and solid, but they've got, it's more like a matte. It's not glossy, but it's a good card stock. We love a good sturdy card stock over here. Okay. Look at, very beautiful art. Okay. Oh shoot. Oh, look at the rune. No, that's not Jera, that's Soio, but I still love it. I love that there's like crystals on a lot of the cards too, because I love for us to read the book, but I love when you just trust your intuition and connect to what a card is showing you. And there's so much in a lot of this art that you could pick up on. There's crystals, there's plants. It's beautiful, right? You see that? Look how not, look. Not, oh shoot, hold on, I gotta show you. This matches my carnelian flamestone. Again, because I network with beautiful, gorgeous people. Look at that. Oh, I like that. That's so nice. They match. All right, so you kind of get the gist of a little preview of the deck. But yeah, I love it. Oh, okay. I think that's going to be our card. They're falling right into my lap. I also really want to I want to read Carnelian too. I do. Excuse me. I really do apologize for cacking in your ear. Listen. Okay. So we're going to read, just because carnelian, look, not me talking about having my pot boiling to work on candles. We have 2 candles here. This makes me think of 1111 or the 2 of Wands, like walking through a portal. This could be the vision. 2 of Wands is a visionary card. What does it say? Carnelian, energy, leadership, and creativity. Oh, because we opened up chatting about that. This is the one that fell on my lap, though. So I will tell you immediately, I always associate the bird spirit of the cardinal with a very specific ancestor who loved birds. But I mean, I know that's a very common, especially in the Southeast, but I think it's everywhere. I've heard that people associate cardinals with their ancestors. Someone could have seen a cardinal recently. You may connect with bird spirits bringing you messages, or you may have strong connection to any ancestral themes, to your ancestors. I'll remind you that we are still in wintering, a very ancestral time, okay? I mean, you can look out anywhere in the collective right now and see how the spirit of the ancestors are protecting us, they're guiding us, they're coming through people's song and dance. Oh, we could have all kinds of ancestral side streams of conversation, couldn't we, in light of what's going on right now? But they are empowering us, and I believe that. The cardinal is red, and so is the carnelian. Cardinal and carnelian, that's interesting. It makes me think of the heart chakra. We talked about that yesterday. I always think of blood and bone and how I tell people in ancestral readings when I'm channeling for their ancestors that one of my favorite phrases I always catch myself saying is, you're a walking ancestral spirit altar. Your ancestors, even going back thousands of delineations of lineages throughout your DNA, your ancestors are with you all the time. It's giving me like someone's heart, boom, 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 circulating their blood through their body. And that is an embodiment of divine flow. You have so much plasma, so much light, so much energy and water in your blood that pumps through like a rhythm. This could be your ancestors bringing messages into your heart space, I'm getting. So a lot of root chakra, heart chakra with the red, right? Okay. I love that. I'm so excited, though, that we're going to open this one together because I literally haven't even looked at it. I did that specifically so we could share it. So let's read winter. I think the seasons are like at the back. I always wonder too, you guys, like, am I breathing heavy in your ear because I'm still kind of healing from that? And occasionally I'll have to like catch my breath. Okay, winter says an ending, recharging, and reflection. Let me tell you, when I asked the deck to introduce itself to me last night, this is what came out. Very fascinating. So beautiful. Maybe someone takes walks in a park, like on a path. If you're in a big city, maybe you have a park, or even a smaller one. Or this could be an encouragement to go out, find a bench and sit in nature. It's funny that this is coming out because we're in the southeast here anticipating all this potential for ice and snowy or wintry conditions. Honey, if you're wondering if they out there blowing up them bread and eggs and milk, they are. Don't play, okay? An ending, recharging, and reflection. Winter is a quiet time. In nature, most plant life is suspended. Animals are hibernating and food becomes scarce. Winter tells you that the end of something is coming. The end of a timeline, the end of lots of timelines, the end of what else for us? Neptune's journey, the end of Saturn's journey. That's the end of a 165-year spiritual cycle. That's the end of a 29 and a half, almost 30-year cycle of karma and lessons and long-term emotional stability, growth, and maturity. Okay, those are some endings we're working with kind of en masse, right? We're working on ending this notion that someone is coming to save us. We're working on the end of a way that a lot of power structures and control work. Remember, we talked about Pluto when we talk about endings, ended that whole journey of the archetypes of power and the way we build things and why we build them, etc., etc. So that was really the first ending that paved the way for all that is yet to come, right? Winter tells you that the end of something is coming or has already happened. Don't lament. This also means that there is opportunity for something new and better. I'm hearing, what song am I hearing, y'all? In the end, only kindness matters. Oh, I'm also hearing, what if God was one of us? Just a stranger on the bus trying to make his... Oh, shoot, I'm not going to cry because that makes me think of a lot of things that are going on. And I saw an inspirational moment, and this is how I talk about cultivating the energy that you take in, because spirit will help you, your ancestors and your team and higher self, the universe on a higher vibrational frequency will help you digest some of these things because it's really intense right now. What if God was one of us, just a stranger on the bus trying to make his way home? And it was this community who the churches partnering with other spiritual groups, partnering with groups of moms, all kinds of races, all kinds of beliefs, all age range. They had their walkie-talkies on. One dude, I don't know what he was. He looked like he had a serious vest, okay? But the point was, is they were all spread through multiple blocks, making sure like all the kids got on the bus and then they could get off the bus. It makes me emotional because I would just be so proud of us. I'm so proud of us that, because sometimes you see, when we have this liquidation of energy, the universe will wait for us and say, I have shown you some things and maybe they caused you grief, but don't lament, okay? Because I'm giving you opportunities. You know better. You should do better. And when I see those moments, they inspire me so deeply because that's what we're supposed to be doing in Pluto and Aquarius. And I love that so much. Anyway, in every end, there is a beginning. The cycle of nature never stops. The Winter card encourages rest and reflection on what has come to be. Mourn if you need to. Identify the things that went well and what you want to do differently. As you engage in this reflection, remember to look ahead to the spring and begin to consider what projects you'd like to focus on next using the knowledge you've gained from the time of assessment. That's where we talk about all our wisdom and discernment right now. We talk about Capricorn stellium preparing us for an Aquarius. It's going to be stellium, stellium, stellium. Shout out to my friend. Capricorn, Capricorn, Capricorn. And now it's Aquarius, Aquarius, Aquarius. But with a side of Aquarius and then also some more. I prepared you in your embodiment for you to know your roots, that so when these activations come in, you can hold the line. Because the universe will say, what do you want? Now, what is that for? Is that from the Notebook? What do you want? Well, I don't know. It's not that simple. What do you want? Okay, right? Then we go out and we become examples of what we want to see. Okay, reflection. What big lessons have you learned after slowing down? Okay, because we were literally opening talking about that. After slowing down and allowing yourself time to reflect on what has ended or passed. And your ancestors will meet you there as well. Okay, do we have a table of contents though? Where would carnelian be? I genuinely don't know. Oh, cool. We don't. Okay, I don't know. Are they alphabetical? They are not. Well, I'll tell you, that's not my favorite thing, but Spirit will take us to carnelian. It seems almost like it's seasonally put together. That's interesting. Okay. Carnelian says, oh, do you see the leadership? Absolutely, we see it. This is also preparing for the incoming timelines that Saturn and Aries and Neptune and Aries will bring. Aries, you could be, you know what I'm getting? I'm getting a lot of Capricorn, so something noteworthy from your ancestors during the Capricorn embodiment and the whole stellium. This could resonate with you. Carnelian, I'm also getting you could have, whoa, we opened up talking about having prominent fire sign placements. It could be you're a Leo, Aries, Sag. Aries timeline, spring equinox could be a big time of momentum or something you're preparing for. It could be energy, leadership, and creativity. Excuse me, guys. Carnelian is associated with creativity and energy, two elements that enhance leadership. Carnelian can strengthen your leadership qualities and help you find creative solutions to problems or ways to support your team. If you have to take the lead in something or are handed a situation that needs a firm hand, Carnelian can give you the confidence to do what needs to be done, even if it will make waves. Oh, and making waves is the time that we are in, my friends. Because I guarantee you, people going to be making the waves. It's just a question of who's making more waves with what type of energy. Remember how we talked about that? Waves make me think about energetic frequency, the law of polarity, the laws of the universe. If we make enough waves in a certain ascended frequency, we override the other ones, you see? Carnelian's orange color, well, orange and red. We don't have natural light today. It's very cloudy. We got this weather coming in. But kind of orange. Some of them have a deeper red, though. I hate that you can't see how beautiful this is, though, in detail. There is some orange, though. It depends on what you get, right? I'm thinking of solar plexus. I'm thinking of sacral chakras as well. Maybe you're working with engaging either of those energies. Carnelian's orange color comes from iron oxide, so it carries iron associations as well, just like your blood, such as protection and courage. The Carnelian card tells you to take control and be brave. Look within for motivation and strength. You have what it takes to be a leader. Be confident in your abilities. Reflection. How can you improve your leadership skills? Okay, I love the beginning there. Love it. All right, let's crack her open. I'm so excited. This is the Spiritual Meaning of Birds Oracle deck. Discover wisdom and insight of these divine winged messengers. Aaron Murphy Hiscock. Oh, how did I not realize that? She created the Green Witch Oracle. That totally passed me. I knew that they were both on my list forever. Wow. Okay, well, that makes sense then. I don't know if it's the same artist, though. Who's the artist here? Sarah Richard. I love her art. Birds definitely are channeled messengers for me every single day. Let's look at... So this is not quite as detailed artistically, but still it's the same quality of like the print. It's kind of embossed or engraved into the box. I don't know why. I just find that so satisfying. Okay. Let's see the book. Wow. I love the art. I love how it's very realistic though, but the book is a very similar style, and I like how she keeps it simple and gives a very specific like note here. Oh, I love this. Because it's just something that I'm already drawn to. I mean, I have a lot of air. I have a fixed air stellium in my chart. You could be an air sign, right? Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. So what do we have? Strong fire and air in this reading. That's what the charts are going to be turning into the more we progress into this year, interestingly enough. Okay, so we will read more from this book, but I do love it. All right. What do we have? Look at this. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. We're keeping Blackbird. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. Still a good quality cardstock. I like that. I actually like that these aren't super glossy. I think I'm feeling like these are a tad more glossy than these. Wow, they're so pretty. Look, there's the cardinal. Oh, we got to read the card. We're going to take Blackbird and Cardinal, Spirit is saying. Okay. Look at these, though. How gorgeous is it? Oh, my goodness. Look at the crow. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. You were only waiting for a reason to... So pretty, okay? So just sharing some of these with you. How beautiful. The Wren in the Carolinas here. Wren, courage, strength, and balance. That makes me think of the story where the Wren bested the eagle because he knew how to take advantage of like how the eagle flies and riding off of his current. That's interesting. Okay. Let's read together. Let's read together, friends. So first, we're gonna read. They kind of feel like bent oddly, but I haven't worked with them and sat them down and done all the things that I like to do with them. So, okay, Blackbird says hidden potential, defense, and assertiveness. Dang, that's so pretty though. Okay. Let's find Blackbird. Please let them be in alphabetical order. Yes, they are. Oh, is this the first? Okay. Nice. Hidden potential, defense, assertiveness. I'm not going to read like the whole genus and the scientific pronunciation, but if you get into that, it is here. It'd be a really cool practice in partnering with the energy of this deck to actually look for those birds, or do manifestation and energetic techniques where you see if you call the spirit of that bird to appear in your reality sometime in the week or sometime in the whatever days. That would be an interesting exercise. It says, a blackbird is a signal to examine your behavior or a chosen path for hidden motives or potential. Do you see all these cards? Reflecting for endings leading to new beginnings, leadership, creative, and now we have potential, hidden potential. If other people are asking you to do something, examine those requests for hidden motives as well. The Blackbird advises you to examine your territory or your sphere of responsibility. There's responsibility, leadership, energy for leadership. There it is again. Is someone trying to slip their way in? Look at this person's motives, and if they are malicious or sly, take a stand and let them know what's yours is yours, and you'll defend it if necessary. So that's giving energetic boundaries to me for sure. You could be evaluating relationships that are seemingly like, what my gut is really telling me. I need you to listen to that. We are not in the age and era anymore where we have the luxury of avoiding red flags, okay? So trust your intuition, your wisdom and discernment. This is a lot of wisdom and discernment here. Protecting your energy, having strong energetic boundaries as well, absolutely. Blackbirds will attack much larger birds if they come near their territory. Don't shy away from making noise. At a corporation, okay, let me see your ancestors, energy, leadership, protected boundaries, make some noise. I like it. Don't shy away from making noise at a corporation or someone important if you need to. Oh, this is interesting. We'll read this. Where to find the blackbird. Blackbirds appear in many habitats, including swamps, marshes, forests, and fields, and in residential areas. Species of blackbird are found from North through South America. The common or Eurasian blackbird is found throughout Europe, the UK, Australia, and New Zealand. Interesting. So yeah, we know blackbirds can be very common. Maybe that song has significance. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Obviously, I know that we know that song. Very popular. I wonder if I just type Blackbird, because I don't remember all the lyrics, y'all. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Of course, it's the Beatles, as we know. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. That makes me think of the pineal gland. All of your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird, fly into the light of a dark black night. Not us charging up our lanterns in the year of the hermit, and now we fly. I love that for us. What is your moment is what it's giving, right? Your moment to create, your moment to lead, your moment to embody the energy that all of your ancestors have been speaking to your entire soul, your entire frequency about. You're going to be hearing that. It's going to be zinging in your bones. We kept talking about blood and bones. I don't know. I'm seeing Archangel Michael. Maybe it's the red root chakra protection. You're protected, by your spiritual team if you do work with Archangel Michael. Okay, let's read about the cardinal. I love that the cardinal was right there like, hi. Okay. Leadership, not twice. You see this? I know you better step up to the plate, okay? Leadership, confidence, and creativity. Examine the areas of your life where you are or should be a leader. Is your confidence shaky? The cardinal tells you to believe in yourself. Look. So beautiful. You know what it gives, like where somebody will be out watching in nature and they're like sketching their realistic drawings. I love that though. I love that style. Very nice. Be proud of yourself for your abilities or the things that you have achieved. The cardinal's bright red feathers call attention to wherever it goes. A cardinal may be telling you to stand up, lift your head high, and take pride in yourself. The cardinal's bright red plumage also tells you to open yourself up to creative energy. Oh my goodness, how that keeps being reiterated. Have you been feeling blocked or dull lately? Call on the cardinal to help you open up and get your creative energy flowing again. We were just talking about I have my pot boiling. Yes, thank you, Spirit. What a beautiful confirmation. Where to find the cardinal? The cardinal can be found in the southern parts of eastern Canada and down through the eastern United States from Maine to Texas. The cardinal prefers woodland residential areas and the swampland. Very nice. Ooh, I love both of them. I love them. All right, so we're still going to pull a dirt gem because I felt just so called to it. If I haven't shown you this before or you're new here, can we just appreciate a good box? God, it's so satisfying. Look at this box. Look. It's so pretty, okay? And then an additional box that the cards are packaged in. This is not new to me, but maybe it's new to you. I'm telling you, it's an amazing deck. Very beautiful. And it's like made of good quality material. You know how like sometimes those boxes will be a little flimsy? I'm not a fan of that. But all right, girl, wake up. Hello. Happy Friday. It's been a while since we've had her out, but we do use her from time to time. You were only waiting for this moment to... All right, Spirit, what else can we see? What else can we share today on this encouraging Friday? We are leaning into creativity. We are leaning into leadership. We are making sure that we've done our proper reflective work. Our ancestors and the spirits of our guides through the winged ones are leading us all the time. They are protecting us all of the time. Maybe we need to get out into nature to get some clarity, to get some energetic healing, to release stuck, stagnant frequencies and energy from our bodies, okay? All right, let's see what we have, you guys. All right, let's see what we have. Ginkgo. Y'all, I know you see that. I know you see it. Look. Okay. Ginkgo, ginger, tea, cinnamon. I put cinnamon on my altar this morning, actually. Wow. Okay. Okay, Spirit. Can we do this or will it fall down? Nope, we're good. So we have ginkgo. What is that? Number 39? Okay. Interesting that this is, let's see. What grouping is this? Suit number 3, adrift. Colors black and white. Element air. More air energy. You see that? Energetic signature dry. Weather system windy. Metal copper. Copper, iron, blood. Hello? Emotion, courage. Okay. Landscape, the desert. Ginkgo is called the record keeper. Okay. Weren't we talking about the Akash and all that stuff just yesterday or the other day? Ginkgo endures, Ginkgo embodies an understanding of what can be lasting. Ginkgo is a memory keeper, the brick layer of our foundation, the stone in the stream tumbling to a smooth beauty. As we pass through life, we have millions of experiences, large and small: a mosquito bite, a juicy peach, a car accident, the death of a beloved, a rowboat at sunset. We retain these memories in different parts of ourselves, and in varying ways, these memories can become activated or lodged. You see that? Activated or lodged in our bodies, our decision making, and our intuition. Our memories change as we change, and the information they contain of what is fundamental about our nature also continues to morph as we do. That's how water is so alchemical, you see. Because those stay and either continue to inspire or continue to stagnate because they ruminate in the waters, you see. Ginkgo bears the weight of remembrance so that we may learn and grow and thrive beyond our memories. Ginkgo is known across the world as both a symbol and a tangible being of longevity. The ginkgo tree has lived essentially biologically unchanged for, what the hell? Consider this, 200 million years. 200 million years, you see? They've lived through eras, epochs, and eons. Ginkgo is their own botanical family with no other living related species. Ginkgo has known dinosaurs, mammoths, and so many extinct plants and animals, friends that have passed through their life cycles on this planet. Ginkgo is an ally for tapping into the annals of time, to the most ancient library of the living, not the Akash again. Do you see that? Tap in, friend, okay? The most ancient library of the living and the memories harbored by the oldest forms of life. If you need a bridge to your ancestors, to before them, and before that, Ginkgo connects us to the oldest lineage imaginable. If you seek to understand something of where you came from and what has come previously, or to connect with the cycles of evolution, death, and reawakening, we had that here. Death and reawakening reflection, right? Ginkgo is waiting for you. Wow. What a synchronicity that is. Very beautiful. I love how that paired right along with the cards that we have already pulled. Okay. So if you haven't seen the Star Tarot, this is an amazing one as well. Man, oh man, how much cosmic, how much hermetic, how much Kabbalistic, how much shamanic wealth of just everything. The art, the writing. If you're studying tarot or any form of spirituality, this deck is just, and the book alone, you could do whole spiritual studies just by pulling cards from this deck, for real. I say that as a person who's had lots of spiritual studies. This deck is amazing. Okay, and the book, look, get into the book. It's amazing. And you've got teachings about each different court, each different numerological path. There's so much in here. 10 o'clock, which is 1000 on the clock. That's our 1, that's our 0, that's our 10. Okay, confirmation that there are cycles that need to come to an end now so that you can go in a new direction. There are things waiting to be created, Spirit said. There's things waiting just to be created. These cards are really nice too. They're so pretty. They've got the foiling and everything. I love these cards. If you've never seen me, it's been a little while since I pulled these out. Okay, Spirit, what card can we complement this message with? Okay. The 7 of Cups. Yes, we love the Seven of Cups because it's dreaming a new dream. Dream. It's moon, it's Pisces, it's Neptunian. Okay, where are these new dreamy timelines when Neptune shifts into Aries in a couple days? Where are they taking you? I love that the dove is here. Okay, one more time just so you can see it. All right, so I will say, there's that 7 again, our magician's number. The book is really long. It's full of beautiful information. It's just that if we sat here and read it, but I'll show you this. It's really neat. They're grouped by numerology. So when you flip to the 7s, you have this whole teaching about 7, spiritual awareness, introspection, victory. 7 in general is a tough number to master. With that being said, the number 7 is also considered to be the number of victory and success. The lucky number 7. Life is a gamble. Hello, it's the year of the wheel. Life is a gamble, and the only sure thing is trusting what is true in alignment with making responsible choices that support you, those around you, and humanity. In other words, just doing the right thing. With 7, you are finding your dharma. We've been talking about that. We've been talking about the Akash. We've been talking about get off the karmic merry-go-round, right? Finding your dharma or your spiritual purpose through deep understanding of who you are. It has you looking at your karma. It brings the opportunity to conquer your perceived limitations and adversaries, becoming the victor. Okay. But you see how much information is there. So it's such a great resource here for real. 7 of Cups. Astrological is Venus and Scorpio. So we have so much watery energy going on here, right? It's associated with soul work. The 3rd decan in Scorpio, which is, fixed water, is a lot of wise spiritual energy, right? Okay, I always like to read, why she chose to design the artistic symbols the way that she did. I think that's really fascinating because a lot of her cards are very unique and different, but they're filled with so much symbology. But in general, I'll just give you if you're not familiar with the 7 of Cups, right? The 7 of Cups arrives when you're experiencing feelings of separation, stagnation, and depression. There is a sense of disconnection and isolation, and that's something that propaganda and lots of agendas are driving for everyone right now. Shadow sides of technology, disconnection, making gaps between classes wider. I mean, we could make a whole list of how we see, because these timelines are so desperate not to die, but they are destined to die because it's the age of Aquarius. I need you to believe that. Okay. There's a sense of disconnection and isolation. The soul calls out, but the mind is distracted with desires for material possessions and gain. The heart is left unfulfilled. The grail within feels drained. You could have a draining relationship in your vicinity. Yeah, your ancestors are trying to guide you away from that. Remember we had Blackbird? Something needs to end so new things can begin. It could be a person. I mean, it could be a career as well, but we do have cups here. We have blood, we have heart, we have sacral, we have the cardinals paired together. It could be relationship related. We all need to be mindful of the relationships. The more that you stay in connection with something, you are destined to make that. You're going to become just like it because you're going to mirror it, right? We have a lot of different emotional bonds and contracts. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be familial. It can be people at your job. It can be lots of different things, right? But there's an energy of a connection to a person coming through for sure. And how this was talking about a desert. It's almost like someone draining someone's cups dry. The emotional reaction is to fill an empty space. Each of us has our own concoction of antidotes to escape pain. This is so good, and I'm going to read it if you want to stay with me here. It's important to understand this teaching in the 7 of Cups with Ginkgo in the desert and reflection for new beginnings, because we are wrapping up this very last bit of this era, of this Neptune, of this Piscean frequency, okay? This is a scorpionic card as well in this teaching. And I find that interesting because we completed the work of Black Moon Lilith last year being in Scorpio. So you might have faced a lot of things that were challenging to your wounds, that were challenging to your trauma, that were challenging to your shadows, right? Didn't we channel a bunch of root chakra energy, survival, fight or flight, dark shadows with the blackbird? Okay. This is important. I feel like we need to read this, okay? The emotional reaction is to fill the empty space. Each of us has our own concoction of antidotes to escape pain, no matter what the fix is, right? You think about how Pluto was in Capricorn and then moved into Aquarius. You threw a lot of contracts in the fire, a lot of things that you agreed that you had to be bound to, or it's no longer so, but it's up to you to choose how you see it, Spirit is saying. Pacifying your empty heart by checking out with alcohol, drugs, TV, eating, overworking, overexercise. I mean, the list could go on, right? These are some ways that we delude ourselves from true purpose. The key to the Seven of Cups is deep soul work, bringing balance to your inner and outer values. Become aware of your conditioned patterns in your subconscious that lead you to the present position, that led you to the present position, right? There's our reflection. Get in touch with your higher self and reevaluate your values and beliefs. Discover your soul purpose. There's Aquarius stellium, right? Release unsupported beliefs and patterns. This is the preparation work for Uranus to go into Gemini. Integrate your soul self with your material world. Boom, there's your Capricorn stellium. You see that? And align with the universal law of perpetual transmutation of energy. You have the ability to change conditions in your life by uniting with higher vibrations of light. And it doesn't have to be the dark versus light. When I say light, I mean higher vibrational frequency. I mean taking in energy and circulating into your body, changing your mental programming, and then embodying new habits. That's when I say when we're talking about light, we're talking about energy, right? The gift of the Seven of Cups is the focus to bring your, here it is again, creative imagination into reality by having clarity of your true self and soul purpose. What do we keep singing? Come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. What you see will define explanation. Okay? That's what this is. But then I'm kind of hearing like a, because it's like if you're in a desert and spirit keeps trying to pour into cups, but you're pouring into a desert that's always thirsty, is that a person? Is that a version of you that needs to be released, that needs to be mourned, that needs to end? Do you see? It could be draining your heart space. Okay, I love to read too when she explains the image. Excuse me, let's read that. In the image of the Seven of Cups, a courageous dove flies into the dark circle of the mysterious unknown and the parts of self. The darkness symbolizes the abyss of our shadow side and the drowning misery of feeling lost in it. The dove is on a quest to bring love and light to the darkest parts of our being, shining peace on our tortured hearts. The dove represents the purity of soul and the attainment of higher knowledge. The background behind the dark circle is a muddied rainbow. Isn't that interesting that we put those both side by side? A muddied rainbow, a dry, barren desert. And those are grouped in the desert cards. Interesting. Is a muddied rainbow representing the need to clear the blocks in our chakras. What were we talking about? Solar plexus came through. Sacral chakra. Ooh, those are big relationship connectors. Root chakra came through. That's connections to ancestral karma, familial karma that could be draining you. But if you think about solar plexus, sacral, and root, that can, I mean, it just screams relationships for real. The three cups above the circle, the higher self, are sacred grails containing the will to follow our dharma. Remember how we've been talking about the wills? Yep. Sorry, okay. The love that comes from spiritual growth and connection with divine wisdom. The triangle, didn't we channel the supernal triangles in a message the other day? We were talking about, was that the new moon? Talking about manifesting down into the Malkut, which is the kingdom. The triangle represents the divine trinity. The 4 cups below represent material opportunities and choices. Each of the 4 cups has an element symbol etched on it: fire, water, air, and earth. Oh, snap, it does. Oh, the star for spirit, the higher self. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the elements, you see that? I'm getting dark moon energy. The dark moon could have been a big epiphany. The dark moon would have been there at that new moon time of the Capricorn stellium, too. I'm hearing that. What is it? I'm going to give you a water that will spring forth, and something never runs dry. We're not religious over here, but that wisdom and teaching is coming through these cards too. The square behind the 4 of cups represents the foundations that we create for ourselves in our material life. All 7 Grail and cups share starry opportunities to choose from. Okay, dang, I just completely lost my place. Maybe you feel distracted. I don't know, for a moment. That was weird. Where did I go? Okay. The choice is which ones serve you best on your path. The separation between the triangle and the square. I'm getting a phrase, and it's like this OG, what is it? Squaring the circle. It's almost this feeling that like something is absolutely impossible, but deeply it's not. You just need a different perspective. Interesting. The separation between the triangle and the square is a challenge of the 7 of cups. The challenge is bridging the two in union. The dark circle is the place within each of us that needs to be explored, finding the unity and balance with the light and the dark. Wow. Wow. Wow, I love the message. Listen, I'm going to stop it here, though. Thank you for being here and hanging out and being a part of my soul tribe and family. I look forward to connecting with you guys soon. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and take good care. Thanks for checking out the new decks with me. All right. See you soon. Love you. Bye.